Now that we've walked through an entire IPA and looked at the various pieces in the process that we use to design one, we'd like you to step back a little bit and think about your students' reaction to participating in learning that is centered around an IPA, and what feedback you've gotten from them, or just what you have gathered from watching your students in the classroom.
I think that IPAs are great in the sense that they are engaging our students because they are all the time in the go. They are communicating, they are listening, they are reacting, they are presenting, they are exchanging ideas. So they are all the time working and doing instead of just looking at the teacher and trying to get something out of what he's saying. So I think that IPAs helped my student to learn fast because I got some results that are fabulous in 3 months at Sanford Middle School, just because we're using IPAs and we're using a lot of visuals, a lot of talking, a lot of communication. And they know a lot about the Arab-speaking countries' culture, a lot about the history. I mean, a lot of other involving subjects, and they are there. So I think the best way to teach a word language, it's IPA. Since I'm doing great with Arabic, I think everyone can do great.
Yeah, I agree with you, and also I would add that the fact of with an IPA, students have a goal, and that motivates them, and they're led to the goals by different steps, and so I think this is what makes a difference. Everything is connected. Everything is a continuum.
What changed, not just for students but also for me, is the clear expectation. They know where they should reach. That's the goal for them by the end of the year. For me, I use IPA for a school year, so they know that's what, and everything we do is connected, and then there's a meaning toward the end. They know that every step is important to piece by piece, and then by the end they are able to do all these 3 tasks. Yeah, so that's, I think, the most changes. And then students feel successful. They feel like every class period time they are able to accomplish something. And then when it adds up, they see by the ending, just like yesterday when I had them, they were back and forth talking with each other in Chinese, and I'm like, well, this is great.
IPAs measure the learning because since you have expectations and the kids know what they are expected to do and what is expected from them at the end of the unit, each day they know how they improve and how they progress in their learning. So you are involving them in the process of the learning instead of just being the student, I'm the teacher, I'm the center of the word and I'm telling you what to do. No, it's just learning happens all together, ongoing assessment, communication, culture, everything is going on.
I think students are really acquiring the language in our classrooms versus memorizing certain phrases that have nothing to do with anything purposeful. And my hope is that we're creating lifelong learners, and if they don't necessarily use the actual language, it's the culture and the experiences that they're having in the classroom that's going to help them in the future as they grow up.
What advice would you have to teachers who are just starting out using integrated performance assessments?
I've been teaching Arabic and I started the old-fashioned way because that's the way I learned. And it didn't really give real results before I started the IPAs. And I tried to do some visual, but I was just like in the middle of a lot of stuff going on. And you don't have specific tasks to begin with. And you just say, oh, I like this activity, I can use it. And then you implement it. And then you find that your students are just looking at you like this, what are you doing? That's from my own experience. And I believe that if you have clear expectation, and if you're following the understanding by design model, start from what do you want your student to learn? What do you want them to reach? Then you go down. And then the activities might be at the end of the road instead of being at the beginning of it.
Don't be afraid to change, because you created this IPA, and then you really need to put it in practice in your own classroom and to see how it carry on. So next time when you do this, you feel, oh, this works, this doesn't work, then next time when you use the same IPA, you might do different activities or have different way to present your interpersonal test or presentational test. I mean, just keep trying.
I would also add that since IPA uses authentic material can be intimidating and can be hard and challenging because it is more work because it's harder to work with. But I think in the end, when students are put in a real situation, when they use real material that is not meant for them, it's meant for native speakers, they get more engaged, and motivation, which to me plays a big role in learning, is really sparked.
For those of you who've been teaching for several years, do you feel that the IPAs allow more students to be successful than the way you used to teach, or?
Definitely. The way I started teaching, there was the students that were able to memorize the vocabulary that were the ones that did well in class. Now, through the IPAs, students know and understand what's expected of them, and many more of them are able to be successful in the classroom through the different tasks that we do.
Yeah, and I would add the IPAs, since they are so varied, they can cover different types of learners. So we talk about multiple intelligences. So by doing different things, you can actually allow students to express themselves more freely.